he will be back out on the field. But we got a pretty good feeling that he will not be playing against the Jets next week. So you got to like that as a Jets fan.
I mean, to me, they're very similar players. I mean, I don't think this is damning to Miami. You just have to get through it. I mean, this is what football is built on, is next man up. And the good thing for you is that you invested in backup quarterbacks. There's probably no team in the NFL that could withstand this the way the Miami Dolphins can. So, I mean, I think they're going to be fine. Teddy, maybe stop trying to throw that deep ball that hangs in the air forever and ever and ever. That would be a little unsettling to me if I were a Dolphin fan.
He can't help it. It's all he's ever done.
I've never seen a player whose deep ball goes that high. He threw 2 or 3 punts last night. But he came in, did an admirable job. He is not the reason they lost. They lost because flat out the defense could not make a play. And Xavier Howard, woof. I do not know what happened to you, but good gracious, that was not the greatest display I've ever seen.
Right. Cincinnati Bengals, like we said, go to 2-2 on the season, beating the Miami Dolphins, handing them their first loss of the year, 27-15 on Thursday Night Football. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Coming up after the break, we'll get just a bit outside.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A wind advisory remains in effect until 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, with Ian continuing to push up into the Carolinas. There may be some gusts out of the north at times near 30 or 40 miles per hour, maybe even closer to 50 miles per hour higher up in elevation, and certainly wet weather tonight with rain likely and an overnight low near 50. Still a few showers to dodge heading out into Saturday, otherwise cloudy and breezy with a high near 58. On Sunday, cloudy with a high in the low 60s, and then a partly cloudy Monday with a high in the mid-60s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
No problems or incidents on the interstates. Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge, 240 westbound traffic is slowing. Smoky Park Highway, no incidents. Patton Avenue moving well. New Leicester Highway, no delays. Biltmore Avenue, no problems. Meadow Road moving well, and Amboy Road, no backups. On the Charlotte Highway, no delays. Hendersonville Road moving problem-free. Sweeten Creek Road, no backups. Checking the drive time from Biltmore Forest to Fletcher via Hendersonville Road southbound, drive time 15 minutes. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Fall into a hiring spree with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
The biggest stars in all of music shared this stage at our iHeartRadio Music Festival.
A stallion.
It's your girl Megan Thee Stallion.
A pit bull.
Mr. 305.
A couple of Combs.
Luke Combs. Sean Diddy Combs.
A couple of legends.
Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo.
The Black Keys.
Black Eyed Peas.
LL.
Cool J.
MM.
Maren Morris.
And MM.
Love this motherfucker.
She.
Avril Lavigne.
He.
Lionel Richie.
And them.
Sam Smith.
Halsey.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, brought to you by Capital One.
Coming to the CW October 7th and 8th.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at RogueCombatClub.com.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs?
Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
It is the Sportsocracy here in the Ingles Studio on ESPN Asheville, seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click on that live video link. Subscribe to the channel as well so you get all the alerts when we go live. Now, on Monday night, we had Russell Wilson taking some shots from Eli Manning,
which was hilarious.
It was quite hilarious. Eli Manning made the joke that during the game that the Denver Broncos probably should have given the $235 million to the punter, because the punter had more action in the game than Russell Wilson did. Well, Russ was asked about it, and he had one of the best responses I ever could. In true Russell Wilson fashion, he never gets upset about these things. He always plays it cool, always has the level head. And in his response to being asked about it, he said, look, those guys have a lot of fun. It's their job to have fun. I get it. I love Peyton. I love Eli. But I will say this. I'm 3-0 against Chad Powers. Chad Powers has never gotten the best of me. And I think that's hilarious because I can't wait to see more Chad Powers.
Absolutely.
And
I want to see all the Chad Powers.
And we're going to because the different TV, YouTube, streaming services, they're all interested trying to get Omaha Productions to give us more Chad Powers content. There was even a rumor of a Ted Lasso type series starring Chad Powers. Refers to himself in the third person.
Think fast, run fast.
It was never believable, though, that he was a young guy. I mean, you're wanting us to believe that this is some young guy, a little advanced age, like a Chris
26.
like a Chris
He said he was
Winkie.
26.
Yeah, like a Chris Winkie kind of guy who is a little older, comes in. There is no way. One look at him, you knew that guy was over 40.
That's easy to say when you're watching it from the outside. You're at walk-on tryout day for Penn State. You're not assuming somebody's in full Mrs. Doubtfire makeup trying to make the team.
Right. You don't assume that, but it was also pretty well known. Like, I mean, you saw the video as well as I did. I mean, these guys are like, who the heck is that? Because he looks more like he just walked off of a beach somewhere in the 1980s. I love Chad Powers. I love this Eli Manning way more than I did the player.
Oh, no doubt. Because he seemed like he had the personality of an old sneaker. And now you see him, you're like, well, where was this guy during your entire playing career?
Right. I don't know. I see Eli becoming a much bigger star than he ever was in the NFL, and this is a guy who won 2 Super Bowls.
Chad Powers, very likable. Somebody that has not shown himself to be very likable, Las Vegas Raiders head coach Josh McDaniels. And apparently his 0-3 start has brought a former player out of the woodwork to say exactly what it's like playing for Mr. McDaniels.
Okay.
Tyler Columbus. He was an offensive lineman with the Denver Broncos. He put out a series of tweets that were pretty damning to Mr. McDaniels. The first one said, after trading away the young nucleus of our offense, including Jay Cutler, Josh said to the entire team, fellas, don't worry about the quarterback situation. I can turn a high school quarterback into an all-pro. Oh, no. After completing training camp with fully padded two-a-days as often as was legal, he hyped up a special reward after practice. Would you like to guess what that was?
A special reward?
A special reward after practice. After fully padded two-a-days, pushing it all the way to the boundary of what the NFL will allow.
Did he give away like a candy bar or something?
He brought in an ice cream truck.
Ah, the ice cream truck.
And T-shirts that said Iron Man.
That's awesome.
Iron Man, yeah. He also apparently had 25 slogans painted on the walls, and if you didn't know them verbatim, he would absolutely undress you with the I can't use the word that he used, but you would get chewed out by Mr. McDaniels.
Right.
None of these things make it seem really palatable that he is the stabilizing force.
No, sounds a lot like a 1990s football coach.
He did cap
Bud
it off.
Kilmer comes to mind.
Can he play? Sorry, I couldn't resist doing that. He capped it off with Josh knew the X's and O's as well as any coach I've ever been around. You won't hear any former player saying he doesn't know football. He just has no clue how to handle people. That's really unsettling. The fact that a former player would come out on Twitter with his name on it and say that is – and another thing that's bothersome, nobody came to his defense.
No. Look, it's hard to keep a secret these days.
Yep, I think I addressed that in the beginning of this hour.
Exactly.
That's also why I sound like Sling Blade at this point, because I'm pretty sure I blew out my voice.
Just with the Tua Tagovailoa thing, with every conspiracy theory in the government – and everything in sports, like, do you realize how many people would have to be involved to keep a secret?
And look, nobody loves a good conspiracy theory more than me. Hashtag birds aren't real. I love them. They have to make some form of sense.
Yeah.
This one makes no sense. Hashtag birds aren't real.
But it rings very, very true that you're gonna have guys that will be willing to go out on that limb and tell you exactly what it was like inside the locker room, what a guy's like when he deals with the coaches. I mean, LaShawn McCoy with Eric Bieniemy in Kansas City. I heard him talking on the I Am Athlete podcast earlier this week about what he said about Eric Bieniemy, because it all came up with the little spat that Patrick Mahomes and Eric Bieniemy had on the sidelines last week.
And even Bieniemy had a slew of former players come to his aid. It's sad that you have to come to somebody's aid on Twitter. That's the world we live in.
You can't let it go unanswered.
That's the world we live in. That's fun.
But, yeah, when you don't hear the massive outcry of, oh, that's not true, you pretty much assume, horses not zebras, that this guy's not fun to be around.
No. I mean, and who's shocked that a Belichick disciple is not fun to be around? He's not a fun guy. Josh McDaniel strikes me as the kind of person that would say he's a mushroom because he's a fun guy.
Totally.
But a bump,
Totally.
yeah. Wearing my white New Balances, hanging around the grill. That guy's almost done right there. You.
Me.
It's you.
Me.
That's every bit you.
Yeah, that's not even kind of true. I'm good with people. I have people skills.
You do.
I'm good at dealing with people. What the hell is wrong with you people?
What exactly is it you'd say you do here?
But who's shocked by this? And that just plays further into my theory that Josh Daniels not a good head coach.
I'm not sure. I'll tell you this right now. The reason I told this story is because if he loses the Broncos on Sunday, this is going to get really loud. And you will get a lot of players, possibly some that are in the Raiders locker room right now, that are going to start anonymous playering. It's always a sign that things have gone awry when the anonymous player starts coming out with facts from inside the locker room.
Right. Who's the first one to scrub the Las Vegas Raiders from their Instagram account?
Hunter Renfrow.
That's what they all care about.
It should be Hunter Renfrow.
Nah,
he's got to be sitting around going, can I have a ball, please? Like, anything.
He's too good for that. He's too good of a guy for that.
I do have to mention that I would be remiss if we didn't mention this. The thing that we all wanted is happening.
I hit the Powerball.
So no,
we all
wouldn't want that. We would all want to hit it ourselves, not you doing it.
Oh.
So we have the Manning cast. on Monday Night Football.
Yes.
We now have the McAfee cast on Saturday night college football.
Do what?
NC State Clemson, McAfee cast. I don't know that I have ever been as excited about.
Is this going to be broadcast on television?
ESPN 2.
Really?
Of which, over-under number of times that you hear one of those, their mouths moving, why are no words happening? Because you can't say that on television.
See, that's what I would want. Like there are some people who just want us to be the uncensored sportsocracy all the time. So, we can't do that.
Nope, not on FCC air.
Because we're on the FCC airwaves, which is the same thing with ESPN. Remember the big kerfuffle that happened last year with ESPN when Eli flipped the bird and, they had Marshawn Lynch on, and Marshawn was just throwing expletives left and right. And there was nothing that they could do about it except for, you could have run a delay and bleeped it, but they didn't. And now you're going to put Pat McAfee on. Now, I'm not saying Pat McAfee can't censor himself, because obviously
he does on game day.
Right. He's used to it on game day. He's used to it when he used to do Mike and Mike and all the shows. And
he was on Get Up this morning, so that's not going to be a problem.
Right.
But the reason I brought this up.
He's so much funnier when he's not, though.
This brought up a long-standing idea that I believe now is probably the time to revisit.
Okay.
I have always been asked to do Twitter. I've been asked to do this a lot of times. I want to know if there would be any audience for it, an uncensored for one of the games. I can't do it on Sunday because I'm contracted somewhere else. I could do it for college football. I could do it for Thursday night football. If there is an interest, HWA has already announced that she would be my second for that.
Oh, nice.
I can't ask you to do more than you already do. You're a busy guy.
Yeah. Special occasions, be glad to. Every week, that's a bit of a different story.
We're in the process of remodeling our house. Yes, the things going into different places, and we're considering doing what is it you always call it? A between two ferns?
Yeah, the between two ferns.
Yeah, it's not going to be exactly like that, but we're considering doing a setup for this if there would be an interest in it, and it would probably be for college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking doing it Saturdays, having all the games, tie something in with DC Streams where you can watch the games, we watch the games. I can't show you the games, but we can discuss them. It's not on FCC air. So
not just doing one specific game, like channel bouncing around.
Yep.
That could be a whole lot of fun.
It would almost be like uncensored college football red zone.
Yeah.
With where I can't show you the games, but I can tell you how to get to them and then make jokes and things like that.
Day drinking with Jeremy. I like that already.
Yeah, and HWA has already co-signed of if there is interest, I will make the weekly appearance. Now the question is, how long will it take her to get prepared to be on a camera that is in our house? Over under is 2.5 hours. Eric Miller said it'd be almost like Jeremy OnlyFans. I've long had an idea of having my own OnlyFans, but I can't say anything about it on this show.
But will it be as successful as Rachel Dolezal's OnlyFans? That is the real question.
At Sports Tech ESPN.
Steven Towle says y'all should do the London game live for Fantasy Talk. It's
we
funny.
are doing the.
It's
we
funny
are doing
that you say that because we will be. We will be on live during the London game. If you were not with us last year when the Jets played the Atlanta Falcons in the London game, we were live for that, and it was quite funny with the television here in the studio and Jeremy doing his his New York Jets fan thing where you just scream at the television for a solid 3.5 hours.
I actually think that's where my most patented phrase was. I think it was coined in that stream.
Run the damn ball.
Run the damn ball.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN, Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We got picks to make.
It's time.
It's time for bangers.
And here's the thing. This is a week that I got so many dogs, I had to put the favorites together. In the next segment, I'm going to give you all the favorites. There's some bad lines. Go give the points. It's okay. That's not what makes me feel warm and fuzzy, but there's a few that I couldn't help. Then every other pick.
All the dogs coming your way here in the Sportsocracy.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Interstates are moving well and incident-free on the Smoky Park Highway. No problems. Patton Avenue moving well. New Leicester Highway, no backups. Charlotte Highway, no delays. Tunnel Road moving well. Swannanoa River Road, no backups. Hendersonville Road, problem-free. Sweeten Creek Road moving well. Mills Gap Road, no delays. Cane Creek Road, incident-free as well. Check of the drive time from Bent Creek to Avery Creek via NC 191 southbound. Drive time 9 minutes. I'm Lyndon Field with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Fall into a hiring spree with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
They say everyone has a story to tell. Well, no one tells stories better than Audible. It's the home of living your best life, intriguing true crimes, and celebrities you love like John Hamm, Kerry Washington, and Kevin Hart. It's the home of new worlds, old worlds, and ways to make a better world. Audible, the home of storytelling. Audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Start a free trial at audible.com.
Over 50,000 police officers are assaulted each year. Help police by not escalating. Address any complaints after the encounter. Comply now, complain later. Keep everybody safe. This message brought to you by the National Police Association. Learn more at nationalpolice.org.
Latino icons are breaking barriers and owning the entertainment space. Celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with Xfinity Flex. Witness impactful culture in movies like Cesar Chavez and Buena Vista Social Club, Adios. Celebrate authentic stories like Gordita Chronicles and The Book of Life. And watch trailblazing artists like Guillermo del Toro, Michelle Rodriguez, and Lin-Manuel Miranda. And dance with iHeartRadio's Fiesta Latina playlist. Xfinity Flex is showing off the best of Hispanic heritage this month and every month. Say Latino into your Xfinity voice remote.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
Real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Coffee store closes on.
Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
If you've been around long enough, you know I'm not a big fan of favorites. However, this week, some bad lines. First, Washington's a 2.5-point favorite at UCLA. I don't know what UCLA team Vegas is seeing, but the one I'm seeing can't get 800 people into the stadium and should have already lost twice to very inferior competition. This Washington team's good. Michael Penix is borderline impossible to defend. This one wasn't hard. Huskies minus 2.5. Next, the UT San Antonio Roadrunners are a 4.5-point favorite at Middle Tennessee State. This one's easy. This is an overreaction to you went to Miami and beat Miami. This was not as much you beat them as they beat themselves. UTSA is good. Should have beaten Texas. Fourth quarter didn't go their way. Give me the Roadrunners minus 4.5. Maryland is a 7.5-point favorite at Michigan State. The Spartans are bad, and they don't score easily. You know who does? Maryland. Maryland and Talia Tungavailoa score at will. Give me the Terrapins minus 7.5. Baylor is a 2.5-point favorite against Oklahoma State. It's a gut call. I feel like Baylor's the best team in the Big 12, and I don't really think it's all that close. Oklahoma State, vet quarterback, a lot of things. The defense is not as good as it was. The offense is fine, but I don't think it's enough to beat Baylor. Washington State's a 4-point favorite against Cal. Let me say it again. Washington State's a 4-point favorite at home against Cal. That means if this game was played in Berkeley, they would be a 2-point dog. Stop that. When you say it like that, it sounds really stupid. Give me the Cougs -4. And finally, the Duke Blue Devils are a 2.5-point favorite at home against Virginia. Virginia's horrible. Offensive line is terrible. Duke's defense is far superior. And they're just not getting the credit because the one really legitimate team they played beat them. It's a good Kansas team. Blue Devils, -2.5.
You are in the Sportsocracy, and you can always take your wagers to betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy and get a 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put into the account, up to $2,500. Promo code Sportsocracy when you set up an account at betus.com. Those are the favorites.
Those are the favorites.
And now comes time for all the underdogs. And you've got a slew of them, I'm told.
This is the most picks I will ever give out in one show. And frankly, by the end of it, I may be having to sign my picks because the voice is not hanging in nicely.
Right. We will be picking games in the college ranks coming up at the top of the next hour as Keenan Nesbitt from the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office will be joining us for Share If You Want To. Or I guess I should say Share If You Want To.
Share If You Want To.
Share If You Want To.
I mean, you can share if you want to, too. That's the premise of the song.
Indeed.
Put the word sheriff in it.
Indeed. Speaking of sharing things, we encourage everybody to check us out on YouTube. Share the video out with your friends so they will be able to subscribe to the channel as well. Get all those alerts when we go live. Again, the Fantasy Game Time Decisions show every
That was going to be fun.
is
3.5 hours.
Yep.
Me possibly coming off an aggressive night of domestic lights at NyQuil. No telling really what version of me you're going to get at 8:30 on Sunday morning.
Just to follow up on something that was said earlier in the program about the New England Patriots Green Bay Packers game, Mac Jones has been ruled out. He will miss his first start of his NFL career.
And that's the right call. I mean, you couldn't be in that much pain a week ago and this be a good idea.
Brian Hoyer will be starting for the New England Patriots. And you said you would have liked it better if Mac Jones had started this game?
Oh, I would like it better for Green Bay. A fully healthy Brian Hoyer is better than a gimpy Mac Jones.
Okay.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't care who plays quarterback. Neither one of them had a shot of beating Green Bay. I mean, you're going on the road with a team that can't score points against Aaron Rodgers. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I don't like your chances at all. And that's one of those lines I've long been told by odds makers, these are games that we hate because we can't set the line high enough. I mean, it's the NFL, so you can't go 17, but you full well know Green Bay's the better team. This is not going to be close. And that's how I think it plays out.
Also, we have found out that David Montgomery's been officially ruled out against
That means
the
it's
New York
a
Giants.
full Khalil Herbert Sunday.
Who, I mean, he rushed for almost 150 yards last week.
He's the better of the two running backs. I get asked this question a lot about Khalil Herbert. Is he going to overtake David Montgomery? Ask yourself this question. Which one are they committed to? David Montgomery's on an expiring contract. This is Melvin Gordon last year in Denver. Yeah, they'll run David Montgomery into the ground because they don't care. They have no intention of re-signing him. But Khalil Herbert is the running back of the future. It's just a guy I would like a little, try to tell you.
Again, as we mentioned earlier in the program, the New Orleans Saints will be without Jameis Winston to start out or for this week in the London game as the international series kicks off at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Did you see the process of moving that field?
No.
So they have to pull up the soccer field to put down a football field.
Okay.
That seems like a lot of work. I mean, do you not have a football field over there somewhere?
Probably not. They don't play football over
there.
I'm
well aware of that.
I mean, there is a league. I had a buddy that played in the league. There's the American Football League of England or Europe or whatever. Used to play for the Leicester Falcons. did my friend Jonathan Palmer.
I don't think that's how they say it there.
Yeah, they do.
Is it?
Yeah, that's the official English, British pronunciation.
I still maintain if it's Lester, it's Lester. As long as there's an I and a C in it, it's not Lester.
That's not something the rednecks out here in the Irwin community just made up.
It is not Leicester.
It's not.
That's how it's spelled.
It's Lester. That's how you say it. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Coming up after the Sports Center update, we will play Sheriff You Want To with Keenan Nesbitt of the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office, picking all the biggest games in college football this weekend.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A wind advisory remains in effect until 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, with Ian continuing to push up into the Carolinas. There may be some gusts out of the north at times near 30 or 40 miles per hour, maybe even closer to 50 miles per hour higher up in elevation, and certainly wet weather tonight with rain likely and an overnight low near 50. Still a few showers to dodge heading out into Saturday, otherwise cloudy and breezy with a high near 58. On Sunday, cloudy with a high in the low 60s, and then a partly cloudy Monday with a high in the mid-60s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Interstates are moving well and incident-free on the Smoky Park Highway. No problems. Patton Avenue moving well. New Leicester Highway, no backups. Charlotte Highway, no delays. Tunnel Road moving well. Swannanoa River Road, no backups. Hendersonville Road, problem-free. Sweeten Creek Road moving well. Mills Gap Road, no delays. Cane Creek Road, incident-free as well. Check of the drive time from Bent Creek to Avery Creek via NC 191 southbound. Drive time 9 minutes. I'm Lyndon Field with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Your burrito prayers have been answered. Taco Bell's double steak grilled cheese burrito is back with that juicy steak smothered in nacho cheese with a 3-cheese blend that's grilled on top. At participating U.S. Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. Hours and participation vary. Double the steak claim as compared to the steak quesadilla. Your burrito prayers have been answered. Taco Bell's double steak grilled cheese burrito is back with that juicy steak smothered in nacho cheese with a 3-cheese blend that's grilled on top. At participating U.S. Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. Hours and participation vary. Double the steak claim as compared to the steak quesadilla.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Is Sports Center.
I'm Doug Brown. Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is now in the concussion protocol. There's no timetable for his return. He had to leave the last 2 games, Sunday and again last night, for concussion testing. ESPN's Adam Schefter.
What we do know is that when he walked off that field on Sunday, something did not look right. Something was wrong. And Tua was allowed to re-enter the game after being cleared by the doctors, leading up to the circumstances last night that left everybody with a deep, disturbed feeling about how the system had failed.
Adam Schefter on Get Up. Vikings running back Dalvin Cook cleared to play Sunday in London against the Saints. Cook partially dislocated his left shoulder against the Lions just 5 days ago. He has a history of shoulder injuries. Meanwhile, Saints quarterback Jameis Winston is doubtful for Sunday with back and ankle injuries. Wideout Michael Thomas is out with a foot injury. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports free agent forward Blake Griffin will sign a guaranteed 1-year deal with the Celtics. The 33-year-old Griffin played for the Nets last season.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
It is ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400, the final hour of the work week here.
And I think anybody that's listened to us all week will say for Jeremy, it's mercifully.
Yeah, you need at least a day of respite.
Yeah. By the end of it, I feel like in bangers, I'm going to have to do it as Carl Childers. NC State clips.
You can do it much better when when your voice is stressed like that.
Oh, it sounds much more chaotic.
Indeed. It is third hour of the program. Usually we kick off the third hour with the daily draft, but that'll be coming up later on in the hour as Jeremy and I will be drafting our favorite games of the weekend.
And this is a good weekend for that, too.
It is a very good weekend for that. But as we do every Friday, at least for this season, brand new, our new Pick'em game against another member of the law enforcement community. It's time to play Sheriff You Want To here on ESPN Asheville with Keenan Nesbitt of the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office.
He said, I ain't the cops, I ain't your parents, boys, you're dealing with the county sheriff. So I said, we can share if you want to.
Oh, that is the future headliner of a Super Bowl halftime show.
No doubt, and I will be there present and accounted for.
Our good friend Luke Combs getting us started here on Sheriff You Want To. Keenan, welcome into the program, sir. How did last week treat you?
Last week didn't treat me so good,
It did not. It did not treat you well at all. It didn't treat Jeremy well at all either. Jeremy and Keenan both 2-6 last week in the 8 games that we picked in this here segment, which means I am the reigning champion from last week because I did great in the early slate. Got all 4 of them, and then all of us missed out on the last 4 games that we picked last week.
Yeah, that's how I was in the NFL. There was a point last week that I was 1-8 against the spread. And then, won every game in the 4 o'clock slate.
We don't pick spreads in this version of our Beat the Chief contest. We're just picking outright winners in the college ranks. 8 games each and every week so far on the season. Jeremy is an even 12-12 with the lead in the contest. Again, by 1 game over me at 11-13. Keenan's got some ground to make up, but we have all the faith in the world that you can with a 9-15 record through the first 3 weeks of the contest.
This is there's no Kansases on this schedule. This is all teams that we're all very versed with.
Yeah, that
oh,
makes
come
a
on.
big
Kansas has been good to me.
Kansas has been good to me, too.
I tell you who haven't been good for me. Jesus Christ.
How about them Gators?
Chomp.
Man.
Hey, you showed yourself well, and you made a lot of Tennessee bettors very angry. Tennessee Twitter lost its mind when Florida somehow found a way to cover that number.
Mm-hmm.
I was at Pat Tavern downtown, and I just like, can I get it to go box?
He just closed up shop.
I'm not gonna lie.
Check, please.
Oh, here's the thing. That's a good Tennessee team. There is no dishonor in losing to that UT team.
I feel that it's going to be between Tennessee and Georgia for the East. Tennessee is playing really good.
Yeah, Tank doesn't want to give any credence to Tennessee, being the Georgia Bulldog that he is.
Well, I've said nothing but good things about the Tennessee Volunteers this year so far.
Keenan, as somebody that has people lie to you on a regular basis, I feel like that should have sounded very familiar.
Right?
Because that is what a lie sounds like.
Yeah, don't do that, by the way. Don't lie to cops.
Don't do crimes.
That's crimes. All right, so let's get into this week's games here. The first game that we are going to pick, we're going in chronological order of the order of appearance for these teams in this week's college football slate. At noon tomorrow, we will have the Michigan Wolverines on the road against the Iowa Hawkeyes.
You know that Gus Johnson looked at this game on the schedule and went, really? Really? Sending me to Iowa? They can't score. This might be a game that is in the pick segment later.
All right. This may be one of your underdogs of the day.
Look, Iowa is disgusting to watch offensively.
Mm-hmm.
They've also allowed 20 points all year. 4 games they've allowed 23 points. It's a good team. It's a good defensive team. One of the best defensive teams in the country.
But have they played a team that's capable of putting up big points?
Rutgers and Iowa State are both better than you think.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I just look at Michigan and go, if you slip twice in a 60-minute game, you let them get behind you 2 times, you're done. Because you have no shot of scoring on them. This is one of those that's very easy. If you think it stays under the number, you lean Iowa. Because the over-under is 42. And they're a 10.5-point dog. If it goes over, it's easily Michigan. Since this is just outright winners, go blue.
Go blue. Go big blue, the Michigan Wolverines. Jeremy, you got them going on the road against Iowa and getting the win. I don't see much of a path of that not happening.
This will be closer than people think. J.J. McCarthy is not he's not a patient quarterback, and you saw it against Maryland because Maryland's got dogs on that defense. The only problem is they don't have enough of them. And you saw him get impatient. That game was way closer than it should have been. And I see a path of the same thing happening with Iowa.
I am a huge believer in J.J. McCarthy. I thought that it was ridiculous that Jim Harbaugh even thought about starting Cade McNamara. J.J. McCarthy is the future of this team. Blake Corum is the real deal. He's going to be playing on Sundays real soon. I don't think this game will ever be close.
Oh, it'll be close.
I believe
you're
it's
on Michigan
going to be a low-scoring game.
This might be first 1 to 10.
But I'm going blue. But I'm going by – it ain't going to be no 40-point game.
No.
It's going to be a very boring, long
You're not going to get to hear many of those exciting Gus Johnson calls in this game. This might be a little bit of a waste of old Gus.
Oh, you'll get to hear them. You'll get to hear them, but they'll all be for blue. There ain't going to be none of them for the Iowa
I
Hawkeyes.
think this game's way closer than you do.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be I watched Iowa play once, and they do have a good defense. Michigan, I'm not sold on Michigan yet.
And see, I'm not either. I feel like last week against Maryland, a lot of people chalk that up as Maryland is better than we think, and I agree with that. I think that's one of those that's 6 one way, half dozen the other. Maryland's better than you think. I don't think Michigan's as good as we think they are.
Okay. I mean, they have put up a huge amount of points this year so far, averaging 50 points a game, but that also came against Colorado State, Hawaii, and UConn.
I was about to say.
So
they beat 3 of the worst teams in FBS football and struggled mightily at home with Maryland.
Right. So this is going to be the first true temperature gauge game for the Michigan Wolverines, but I mean, I still feel like they're going to win big. But we're all on Michigan to win this game here on Share if you want to. Number 7 Kentucky goes on the road to number 14 Ole Miss. Jeremy, you and I talked about this game yesterday, and there are prognosticators out there that are not thinking about the return of Chris Rodriguez.
I have been told by someone that's let's just say he's heavily invested in sports gambling. This is the worst line I've ever seen. This line stinks to high heaven. Kentucky's the better team. I don't care where this game's being played. Ole Miss is very good offensively. They cannot play dead in the Western on defense. I'm taking Kentucky outright.
I am too. I'm taking Kentucky to win this game as well because, look, they are going to be able to run the ball. They are going to be able to. I'm not going to say they're going to be able to have their way with the Ole Miss defense. It's the defensive side of the ball for Kentucky that I'm interested in.
Which is very good.
Because they are very good. They're very good at stopping the run, and that's what this Ole Miss team has turned into. This isn't the Matt Corral team that just slung the ball like crazy. This is a team that's got 4 stud running backs. They can hurt you in so many ways, but Kentucky's really good against the run. And they have stood up against SEC top teams time in and time out, have made games closer than you want them to be, and I just don't think that Ole Miss is in their class.
It's very obvious that Lane Kiffin doesn't trust Jackson Dart in this offense yet. He's thrown 82 passes in 4 games. What is Kentucky going to do? Load the box, make you beat us the way you don't want to. I think this line is awful.
All right, Jeremy and I are both going with Kentucky to win.
I haven't seen Ole Miss play this season, but I ain't never really felt like Ole Miss been a solid team on both sides of the ball in a long time.
They've always been good on one or the other.
Yeah.
And it's almost predominantly been on offense.
But I can tell you, from being a Gator fan the last 3 years, I paid attention to Tennessee and Kentucky, and I have been seeing Kentucky and Tennessee get better and better and better. I'm going Kentucky. Kentucky all the way.
All right, another full sweep here. Everybody going Kentucky. How about another big top 25 SEC-only matchup as number 2 Alabama goes on the road to take on the Arkansas Razorbacks, the number 20 team in the country. That they're coming off a tough one last week.
They're coming off a game that they should have won. Straight up, you should have won. They were the better team. I understand the upright got you on the field goal. Chuck, in our YouTube comments, Nick Saban's 15-0 against Arkansas. That's not changing this week. Alabama.
I feel like this is going to be a good game. I watched that game. They lost. I feel like they made some mistakes that they should be 4-0 all day long. If they were going in this game 4-0, their numbers as far as would be, what they rank would be a lot different. It's just hard to go against Saban, man. If it ain't me picking on, Georgia to beat Alabama here in a few months in Atlanta, I ain't picking nobody to go against Saban right now. So I'm going Alabama.
I'm on Alabama as well. I mean, numbers are one thing, spreads are another thing, but when you're picking outright, there are very few teams in this country that I would pick to beat Alabama outright.
It will not shock me if this game looks almost exactly the way that Texas did. Alabama on the road has been terrible at covering big numbers. I will not be shocked if KJ Jefferson comes out early, challenges the secondary, puts some points on the board, and then into the first half, coming out of the locker room in the third, Nick Saban and Bryce Young figure out that Arkansas defense is very talented. They have two of the best linebackers in the country. Front four is gigantic. This is not going to be easy. This will not be they walk into Arkansas and walk out 45-7. This game's going to be close.
Yeah, the game's going to be really, really close. Arkansas is going to be able to put pressure on Bryce Young. But in the end, as you said, Jeremy, Arkansas, or I think it was you, Keenan, that said they made some mistakes. And when you make mistakes against Nick Saban,
he's going to capitalize on them. Texas A&M couldn't do it.
He will make you pay for it.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I may not be sitting on the couch saying, man, I should have picked Arkansas. Because I see that Texas game, and if you explosive and you got a good defense on the road, they struggling. So if Arkansas got their mistakes put together, and they come out and stay solid and stay focused. See, with Alabama, you got to stay focused all 4 quarters. You can't be focused 2 out of the 4.
Right.
If you ain't gonna come out and be focused all 4 quarters, and you start making mistakes here and there, it's gonna pay. It's gonna cost you in the 4th quarter, because Nick Saban will put something together for that late drive.
All right, nobody's taking the shot yet.
I will say an insider told me if Alabama keeps playing with fire on the road, they're going to get burnt, and it's going to be an ugly one, and it could be this week.
Okay. We are, like I said, nobody's going out on that limb yet. We're all in agreement on the first 3 picks.
Don't worry. I have a feeling the next 5 will be a little different.
We got a full sweep on Michigan, Kentucky, and Alabama to win outright in their big matchups this weekend. Coming up next, we'll talk about primo matchups in the ACC and in the Big 12 here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Lane delays 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 eastbound slowing approaching Hendersonville Road and continuing to approaching Chimney Rock Road. In Mills River, NC 280 westbound, the Bolston Highway at NC 191, an accident. An accident also reported on Mills Gap Road near Williams Road. Checking the Smoky Park Highway northbound, approaching Sand Hill Road, delays. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road, slow. I'm Lemon Fuel with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples Print and Marketing Services help small businesses create bold signs to make big impressions. Right now, get $10 off custom printed signs, banners, and posters when you spend $50 or more. Offer ends 10/1. Visit staples.com/thisisyoursign for details. This is your sign to print big at Staples.
The Honest Truly Calming Collection is our must-have for Hazy's nighttime routine. The tear-free shampoo body wash and moisturizing conditioner help make bath time easy. The Truly Calming face and body lotion nourishes his delicate skin throughout the night. Honest overnight diapers keep leaks on lock for up to 12 hours, so we can both get a good night's sleep. For sweet dreams, end your kiddo's day with the Honest Truly Calming Collection.
Better sleep gives you the energy you need to spend more time doing the things you love. Your sleep equipment helps you manage your sleep disorder and live a more active life, but it only works if you use it. Sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning, and SoClean is a helpful complement to your daily routine. Join over 2 million SoClean customers enjoying peace of mind. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Find out more at SoClean.com. Always follow the manufacturer's instruction. Prepayment required for risk-free trial. For contraindications and details, visit SoClean.com.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in Western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Sportsocracy.
We're just dumping a bag of hammers.
And we're back on ESPN Asheville, coming to you from the Ingles Studio, playing Share If You Want To with Keenan Nesbitt, the Community Outreach Deputy for the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office. And we are picking all the biggest college games of the week. Just picking outright winners here, not picking against the spread or anything. So that's probably one of the reasons that we don't have a whole lot of disagreements yet.
Oh, don't worry, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Well, we got another top 25 matchup in the Big 12. Number 9 Oklahoma State takes on number 16 Baylor. This is the rematch of the Big 12 championship game last year that was probably, look, I don't watch all of the Big 12 championship games because most of the time they don't matter. Last year, I was heavily invested because I love both of the coaches of these teams. And it was possibly the best Big 12 championship game I have ever seen. Baylor making that last-second stand on the goal line against Oklahoma State. What happens in this one?
I feel like Baylor being as good defensively as they are, the BYU game has skewed the narrative on Baylor. I just think they're a better team. Oklahoma State is not balanced at all. They score a ton of points, but it's been against teams that can't stop the pass to save their lives. I'm going Baylor.
Baylor over Oklahoma State. Baylor is at home, so does that matter to you?
They're a slightly different team at home. I mean, if this was at T-Boone Pickens Stadium, then I might take Oklahoma State.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would. It's hard for me to believe a team that's as talented defensively as Baylor is going to get beat by a team that can only beat you one way. I mean, they have been able to run against teams that are not in the ballpark of Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this makes it worse. It will be a lot put on Spencer Sanders. I just don't think they have enough.
And I frankly don't think Spencer Sanders is all that good. I mean, he's obviously good because he's a starting quarterback in the Big 12 for one of the best teams in the country.
He's a tremendous college quarterback.
And I just don't see him as the game breaker, the guy who's going to sway the game when it really matters. Baylor, on the other hand, and that defense, I'm going to be on Dave Aranda's side every time. So I'm taking Baylor as well. Keenan, how do you feel about this one?
Oh, Baylor. Me and Baylor is like a bittersweet conversation. I have not seen nothing from Oklahoma State. I have not watched them. I didn't watch them much last season. I haven't watched them none this season. But I haven't seen them on TV much either, so I feel like
they haven't played much of a schedule so far.
So
the best team they've played is Arizona State, who fired their coach on the field.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot more of them as the season goes on.
Oh yeah, because they have a slew of games that will be game of the week type.
So with that being said, I feel like Baylor is probably more battle tested. So I'm going Baylor.
All right, everybody's on Baylor yet again. Now, this one might be where we have a little disagreement as Jeremy's Florida State Seminoles take on the Wake Forest Demon Deacons in a top 25 matchup.
Oh, it's my team. I'll go first. I'll make this as clear as I can. Wake Forest, better team. Wake Forest, better team. Florida State can't stop the run. The fact that it's going to be a little Florida State got very lucky that this hurricane, in terms of the on the field, if this had been a sloppy, wet mess, I think they could have gotten run off the field.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they're going to get beat because they can't stop the run. I mean, and I'm talking to the highest level. They're one of the worst run defenses in the country. Bad teams have averaged 6 yards a carry against them. For me, easy, Wake Forest.
Mm-hmm. Believing in the claw PO to confuse your defense?
Well, you just pick it apart. There's going to be a lot of times that there's wide open running lanes that makes it real easy on Sam Hartman, and I think that mitigates how good the pass defense is.
All right, Keenan, what do you think? Wake Forest?
Wake Forest. Oh, man.
Florida State.
He can't say Florida State out loud. He knows we're the best team in Florida.
I forgot Gator.
He knows unequivocally that we're the best team in Florida, and that hurts, and I understand that. I've been there.
I'm going to tell you, I have seen both of them play so far, and Florida State's just struggling, man. They're almost like South Carolina. They just struggle.
All right, don't compare my 4-0 Florida State Seminoles to look, offensively, we're fine. It's the defense that Louisville got pretty much anything they wanted on us. It just so happened they couldn't hang with Tate Rodemaker.
And Wake Forest there's another ACC team this year that's like, I don't know what North Carolina have done, but they have done something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Wake Forest.
Okay. All right. Not so fast, my friend.
Oh, you're going to Lee Corso on me?
I'm going Florida State Seminoles in this one, and it hurts my soul to do that because I don't,
You don't want me to be as insufferable as you know I will be?
Oh, 100%. I mean, we're going to have to open the show with this on Monday if it happens. It's the top 25 matchup. Florida, look, you know me. I'm narrative guy. And there is nothing more than I love seeing a once great program start to bounce back under a head coach that was just getting murdered in the press last year. Now he's ranked in the top 25. You got Jordan Travis out there doing special things. Wake Forest does not have a defense. I think you're going to be able to run the ball against them. I think you're going to be able to throw against them. Will they be able to score? Absolutely. Is this going to be as entertaining as the Clemson-Wake Forest game was last week?
Probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah, probably.
Absolutely. It's going to be just phenomenal, and I don't care what the number is. Over.
Yeah, you gave credit to Mike Norvell. I'm going to give credit to Alex Adkins, who I think should be in line for the Broyles Award. What he's done with his offense is unbelievable, and the fact that we came to Charlotte to get him, Kenny Dillingham, enjoy Oregon. We're loving your replacement.
I'm buying in full bounce back for the Florida State Seminoles, their program. They're at home. It's all narrative-based for Florida State to pull off the win. I get Wake Forest is going to be ticked off that they lost last week to Clemson. I just don't think your defense can do anything about it.
Yeah, I don't think the Florida State – there's too many undisciplined things that happen in the run game, and I feel like Wake Forest is a nightmare scenario for them.
All right, so I'm going Florida State. And Jeremy and Keenan Nesbitt are going for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Number 17, Texas A&M takes on Mississippi State.
Texas A&M. I call it first.
I'm right there with him.
Yeah.
This one's stupid to me.
Yeah.
This has been the biggest public narrative dog in all of college football this week, and I don't get it to save my life.
I
like Will Rogers. That Texas A&M defense is talented. They may not be able to score. I like them much better with Max Johnson than I ever did with, what was it, Big Helmet?
Dark Helmet.
Dark Helmet, yeah. I like them much better with Max Johnson.
Yeah, we're all on Texas A&M to win this one.
I think that's an easy one. That was like –
I do too.
That's very easy right there.
Yep. LSU takes on Auburn.
Now, this one is hard because for me, I feel like they are both garbage this year.
I can't disagree with you. I feel like LSU is getting better as time goes on, but they do look disjointed.
Yeah, like from what we saw a few seasons ago to now, it's just like, man, what happened?
That's what happens when you completely overlook the defense for 4 solid years.
So I don't know, man, but I'm just gonna go with my gut feeling on this, and I'm going War Eagle.
Auburn at home.
Okay, Auburn at Jordan-Hare. It is one of the toughest places to play in the entire nation, not just in the SEC. And I don't see it. I don't like them. I don't like anything about Auburn. There's nothing about this team that I like, from the coach down to the players.
I'll go one step further. I don't think they just get beat. I think they get slaughtered. And I think Brian Harsin is looking for more gainful employment on Sunday.
Oh, he's going to get fired?
I believe this is the game where you see it because LSU is not overly talented. Auburn is the most undisciplined team I've seen in a long time in SEC football. It's not Vanderbilt or Missouri. They have too much talent to be this undisciplined. I feel like they've quit on him. I don't think LSU's that much better. This is just one of those that's going to be the rock, the proverbial rock going downhill.
Yeah.
It gets the momentum, and then there's just nothing you can do about it.
I mean, if they do go on the road and lose to an Auburn team that I feel like the public narrative on Auburn is they're not good. They're obviously in disarray. The AD has already been fired, and Brian Harsin is just hanging on by dental floss, and not strong dental floss either. Like that
like
cheap
stuff you got at the Dollar General.
Not even a Dollar General. That's like the Dollar Tree. That's not a Dollar Tree no more.
Exactly. So, I mean, if LSU, who needs this game more? I feel like Auburn's already tapped out.
Auburn needs this game more, but it doesn't matter. They've quit.
If LSU goes on the road and loses this game, it's going to get really loud for Brian Kelly.
I think it's going to get really loud either way. I mean, I go back to what I said earlier. They're both just garbage.
I mean, here's the difference. One of them's paying $100 million to their coach, and the other one's not. I'm all in on LSU.
Yep. All right. So Jeremy and I are on LSU.
And I know there's disagreement on this last one.
And Keenan Nesbitt of the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office taking the Auburn Tigers at home in Jordan-Hare. Now, number 5 Clemson hosts number 10 NC State.
NC State. Wolfpack.
All right. Keenan's going NC State.
I'm going puppy fingers.
Jeremy's going NC State. And I don't buy it, not for a single second. Look, NC State's a good program. They are a good football team. Devin Leary can do special things. The defense is really good. This is just I don't buy it. I don't buy that you're going to go into Death Valley and beat Clemson. I just don't. Clemson has won like 38 straight games at home. This is the first time in a top 10 matchup for NC State as a program, and I just don't know that they're tested enough to stand up to the kind of pressure that's going to be applied in this one. Of course, I said the same thing about last year's game. And what happened? NC State beat Clemson on their home field at up in Raleigh.
This is going to sound absolutely insane. I don't know that being in Death Valley is – I don't know that that's a positive.
For Clemson?
No, for DJ Uyunglele.
Oh.
If Devin Leary comes out and picks on that bad secondary, and I got news for you, it's bad.
Yes.
If he comes out and picks on that secondary and DJ, a couple empty possessions, maybe a turnover, it could get loud calling for Klubnik in a hurry. Clemson does not expect to be in double overtime games with Wake Forest.
Mm-hmm.
You do this 2 weeks in a row with another team from North Carolina, it'll get loud. I'm telling you.
Well,
I'm sure it will.
It's going to get very loud because the Wolfpacks are coming to take over.
It pains me to do this.
You have
Puppy
to
fingers.
you have to be sitting in their shoes, man. Like they beat them last year at home,
Mm-hmm.
and now they have the opportunity to go break a streak that nobody else, SEC teams haven't done. Nobody else has done.
Well, in fairness, the SEC teams are South Carolina.
Yeah. I was going to say the SEC.
That's the only one I think that's been in there.
That's the only SEC team that will go into Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, they played Georgia, but that was in Charlotte.
Yeah.
I feel like DJ made a turn last week, and he's going to show you. He's going to show you.
I have a feeling
that
he's going to
back.
make a turn this week. Your stomach as you watch it going, oh my good Lord, that is awful.
All right, we've got 3 disagreements. I'm on Clemson over NC State, and also taking Florida State over Wake Forest. And Keenan, he's taking Auburn at home against LSU. We will see how it shakes out this weekend. Of course, as I mentioned before, Jeremy's got the season lead, but I am the weekly winner from last week, and I don't intend on giving up my title that easily. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Keenan, we appreciate you always coming in and picking games with us here every Friday.
Thank you for having me, man.
You are in the Sportsocracy, and we will be back. No, actually, we got something to do, don't we?
A little bit.
What pray tell, is it time for?
It's my favorite time.
What is that?
It's time for the Underdogs.
Oh, it's Underdog time.
Coffee's for closers, homie.
Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Texas, 7.5-point dog to Kansas State. Look, I was on Kansas State last week against Oklahoma. I love this team. 7.5's too much. This will be a bit of a track meet. Deuce Vaughn has a big week. I'm not saying I'm coming around on Texas Tech yet. 7.5 too much. Give me the Red Raiders plus 7.5. Next, Iowa's a 10.5-point dog at Michigan. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm not sure 10 points get scored in this game. I see that many points hanging against a team with a defense that good. I'll be on that side. Hawkeyes plus 10.5. TCU is a 6-point dog to Oklahoma. Do you believe me on the Sooners yet? TCU plus 6. Texas A&M's a 3.5-point dog at Mississippi State, and that's stupid. Texas A&M is entirely too talented to be a dog in this game. I don't care where they play it. This is Will Rogers and a bunch of dudes. Not enough to beat Jimbo. A&M plus 3.5. Finally, SMU, they've moved this game to Wednesday. It's been moved 43 times. I don't care if they play it on the moon. I don't care if they play it on Thursday, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday. I don't care. It's easy. Central Florida's awful. SMU, not awful. And they scored points easily. Easy for me. Mustangs plus the 3. They win outright.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
As always, take those wagers to betus.com. Use the promo code SPORTSOCRACY and get a 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put into the account up to $2,500.
You can obviously tell that the voice is not holding out. But I still got a little left.
That's right.
Because we've still got bangers to get to.
We got less than 20 minutes away.
And this week, 4-0 with the big dog. This week, 2 big dogs.
Coming up next, Daily Draft, talking about where we would go if we could go anywhere this weekend in the football world.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A wind advisory remains in effect until 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, with Ian continuing to push up into the Carolinas. There may be some gusts out of the north at times near 30 or 40 miles per hour, maybe even closer to 50 miles per hour higher up in elevation, and certainly wet weather tonight with rain likely and an overnight low near 50. Still a few showers to dodge heading out into Saturday, otherwise cloudy and breezy with a high near 58. On Sunday, cloudy with a high in the low 60s, and then a partly cloudy Monday with a high in the mid-60s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slowing 240 westbound on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge. Near Mills River, Boylston Highway, NC 280 westbound at NC 191, an accident. Accident also reported on Mills Gap Road at Williams Road. Hendersonville Road moving well. Sweeten Creek Road, no backups. Airport Road, no delays. Long Shoals Road, no problems. Checking the drive time from Swannanoa to Asheville via 40 westbound and 240 westbound. Drive time 17 minutes. I'm Lyndon Field with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Thinking about an appliance purchase or having something installed, like flooring, kitchen, or bath? You can count on Lowe's for credit options. See the store nearest you. Or go to Lowes.com for details on the latest credit offers going on now.
You don't ride an elevator for the music, and you don't pick an airline for the movies. So when it comes to audio entertainment, it makes sense to choose Audible. It's the home for stories told by the biggest stars, like John Hamm, Kerry Washington, and Kevin Hart. It's home to epic adventures, chilling mysteries, and can't-miss comedies. Audible is the home of storytelling. Let your imagination soar with audiobooks, podcasts, and originals. Start a free trial at audible.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville, or call them at 828-365-1663.
Roots and wings, the 2 greatest gifts any parent can give their kid. But when it's time for them to head off to college, there's also groceries, laundry detergent, notebook paper, ironing instructions, and futons that assemble with parts left over. At Ingles, we have all the comforts of home right around the corner. We know that life's biggest steps are best taken with faith and trust in the ones you love the most. Ingles, all the ingredients for family.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at RogueCombatClub.com.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy. Oh, we just gotta hang in there for another 10 minutes, and then Jeremy's gonna have more bangers for the weekend.
Oh, and I've got some two big dogs. 2 big dogs. If you don't know what a big dog is, big dogs where not only do I take the dog, I'm taking them to win outright, and I've got 2.
Oh, 2 of them.
2 of them.
Cannot wait. All right, daily draft time here in the Sportsocracy. We do it every Friday, picking the best games that we would want to go to this weekend. What's going to get our eyeballs? Where would we be spending our money? And Jeremy, you want to go first?
I can do that. For me, there are a lot of college games.
Yes.
So I almost feel like I want to let you deal with those.
Oh, no.
I'm going Buffalo, Baltimore.
I don't like the way this started at all.
Yeah.
That was going
Baltimore.
to be my strategy as well. There are so many good college games to pick this week.
Yeah, I'll let you sort through those, and I'll take what's left.
Man. So Buffalo.
Because I feel like the drop-off from there is pretty precipitous in the NFL.
You're absolutely right about that. Buffalo and the Ravens. It's a great choice. Great choice. In the college ranks, I mean, we just talked about both of the games that I'm getting ready to pick here, because I don't think there's going to be another place that's going to be as on fire in college football this weekend as Death Valley's going to be for this game with NC State. You forget that this is a rivalry game. Look, I know that this is one of the most lopsided rivalries in all of college football, but they've got their own trophy. This is the Textile Bowl, baby, and it matters, and it's never mattered more.
The Textile Bowl.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I know
adorable.
it's stupid, but
that's adorable.
Yeah, let them have their fake rivalries. Anyway, NC State comes in as the top 10 team. It's going to be a real test for the Clemson Tigers. Not that last week wasn't, but you want to continue to live above water here. Dabo Swinney, DJ Uiagalelei, and that vaunted defensive front for Clemson, you got to get it done. I don't think there's going to be another place that's going to be as on fire as Death Valley. I'm taking Clemson and NC State. Really close second, though, is going to be Razorback Stadium.
Interesting. That's that worked out in my favor.
Number 2, Alabama. Number 20, Arkansas. SEC supremacy on the line.
See, that one to me has it could be a great game. And it's going to be an electric atmosphere.
I don't think there's any way around it.
In the first quarter. It could all come tumbling very quickly after that. I mean, you left me what I feel like is a layup.
Mm-hmm.
Play my music.
Oh, geez.
I have to.
How did I not know?
I can't not. First time in the top 25 in a while. Playing another top 25 team. I'm telling you right now, if I'm wrong and Florida State wins this game, that is going to be a terrible place to have to go into.
Yeah.
Because that fan base shows up regardless. They'll show up just to boo you.
Mm-hmm.
And old Jolly Clemson comes in just a few weeks from now. Just throwing that out there.
All right.
So my first pick would be Florida State in Tallahassee for Wake Forest. My second one, and maybe this is because I've been to this place before and I've talked about this before. It's a very pretty place to see a football game, and I'm not talking about the agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky Ole Miss. I will be in Oxford. Sundresses and full suits, and it's just that is a different place to watch a college football game.
Right. I thought it was very interesting the comments from coach for Ole Miss. What's his name?
Lane Kiffin.
Thank you. I thought it was very interesting. Lane Kiffin talking about the struggles that they've been having lately to pack that stadium. Did you hear about this?
I did, yeah.
That it's like playing in a high school stadium where you got so many empty seats and the crowd's not into it.
I have a feeling they'll be into it this week.
I hope so. I hope they are, because I agree with you. That's a hell of a place to be on game day. Number 7, Kentucky. Number 14, Ole Miss. Not a bad choice at all. Again, by you, Mr. Jeremy Greene. All right, so I got 2 back-to-back here. And, all right, I will take the other big top 25 game in college football. I'm going to Waco, Texas. I'm going to see Baylor and Oklahoma State knotted up, as I said when we were picking the game with Keenan Nesbitt at the Buncombe County Sheriff's Office, that was one of the most historic Big 12 championship games last year. And they are going to bring the defense again. It's going to be a struggle for both teams. I want to be there, though, in Waco for that game. Now I'm going to take the other game that I think is closest to the Baltimore-Buffalo game in the NFL.
Yeah, there's only one problem with this game. You have to watch it in that stadium.
Well, I mean, that'll be fine.
Yeah, they booed Santa Claus and threw batteries at Michael Irvin.
I get it. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Philadelphia Eagles. I would even go and wear my Jacksonville Jaguar jersey.
That is how you get stabbed.
Well, I mean, I will take a big guy with me.
It won't be me. There's very few places that I look at and go, nope.
Okay.
You're
not my only gargantuan that I could go to.
I would rock an Eagles jersey and go, hey, look at this. Look at this guy. Where does Jacksonville step?
Oh, 100%.
You should throw things at him. I don't even know that guy. He's just sitting beside me.
I don't even know that guy.
I don't even know that guy. He's just sitting beside me.
I think it's going to be a great game between Jacksonville and Philadelphia. That's where I would be going in the NFL.
I was going to take that one. Mm-hmm. All right. I will audible a place I've always wanted to watch a game. I'm going to Kinnick. Give me Michigan, Iowa. On the off chance that this is actually good, because that is one time that electric stadium may actually rush the field if they win.
Okay.
I always wanted to be a part of that.
Rushing the field.
Oh, yeah. Just all in. Let's go. And this is kind of a homer pick because I've always wanted to do this, and it's probably not as appealing to other people as it is to me. I'm taking Viking Saints. I've always wanted to go watch one of these games in London. I don't know why. London or England on the whole, the whole European travel thing does not really appeal to me unless I can play golf. Now, I'll do the Ireland, hit all of the Open Championship courses.
Right.
That appeals to me.
Right.
I'm not if I'm going to travel, I want to go to somewhere with a beach. But this would give me a reason.
England has beaches?
That's like saying they have beer. Yeah, it's 74 degrees. I'm good.
Yeah, absolutely. Reminds me of the movie Snatch. Yeah, you have beaches, but who the bleep wants to see them? And my final pick for where we'd be going in the football world this weekend, it's going to be a homer pick for me.
Of course.
Of course. I'm going to Raymond James Stadium. Sunday Night Football, Kansas City Chiefs and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Look at that. It obviously has not looked great this year for my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But you're not going to have another chance to see Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady face off. This will be the last time that you will get to see the GOAT and the baby GOAT go head-to-head on the same field. For me, that's the price of admission. That's worth the price of admission.
Oh,
I don't care if we win. I mean, obviously I do, but I wouldn't care regardless. I want to see GOAT versus baby GOAT on Sunday Night Football for the last hurrah of Tom Brady's career. Are you ready? Have you?
Not particularly, but I'm going to have
some stretching.
I'm going to have a lozenge, maybe a little hot tea, which I'm not a huge fan of. I got 4 minutes in me.
All right, he's got the bangers coming on the way here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Interstates are moving well on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge. Traffic is steady and problem-free. Smoky Park Highway, no backups. Patton Avenue, incident-free. New Leicester Highway, no delays. Biltmore Avenue, moving well. Merriman Avenue, no backups. Hendersonville Road, no delays. Sweeten Creek Road, moving well. Overlook Road, no backups. And the Charlotte Highway, problem-free. Checking the drive time from Clyde to Canton via US 23 northbound. Drive time 8 minutes. I'm Lyndon Field with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. As the leaves change, leave the hiring to Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Better sleep gives you the energy you need to spend more time doing the things you love. Your sleep equipment helps you manage your sleep disorder and live a more active life, but it only works if you use it. Sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning, and SoClean is a helpful complement to your daily routine. Join over 2 million SoClean customers enjoying peace of mind. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. Find out more at SoClean.com. Always follow the manufacturer's instruction. Prepayment required for risk-free trial. For contraindications and details, visit SoClean.com.
The iHeart radio stations you love are playing now on Zumo. Don't just hear it, see it. With visually enhanced graphics to bring the artists and music you love to life. With Zumo, stream free live and on-demand entertainment, including thousands of hit movies and TV shows across 200 plus premium channels. And now discover your favorite music on the iHeart radio music channels. Zumo is always free. No logins, no signups, no accounts, no hassle. To start streaming, go to Zumo.tv. That's XUMO.tv.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
The season we've all been waiting for is here. No, not that one. The season of the Big Orange Tent is underway in western North Carolina. The area's largest selection of Halloween costumes, decorations, and accessories is at the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. Halloween Express is your one-stop shop for adult and child costumes, superheroes, horror icons, inflatable suits. You can find it all under the Big Orange Tent at the Asheville Mall. 10 to 8 Monday through Saturday, 12 to 6 on Sundays.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
Coffee's for closers only.
Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
I have saved everything I got left for one final segment with all of my favorite things. You know what time it is. It's time for all of that.
Underdog, 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 underdog.
Speed of lightning! Roar of thunder! The Oregon State Beavers are a 10.5-point dog at Utah. I don't know why Vegas does not appreciate this team. They could have beaten USC last week. I know that was at home. Oregon State's better than you think. Give me the Beavers plus 10.5. Next, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Kansas is a 3-point dog at home against Iowa State. That's stupid. Iowa State can't score. It's very obvious that this team lost a ton in the draft last year. Give me Jalen Daniels. Give me the Jayhawks outright. Next, Arkansas's a 17-point dog at home against Alabama. Too many points. Bama's not good as a massive favorite on the road. Alabama wins. Hog Pig Suey covers. And finally, I told you at 2, I've actually got 3 big dogs. NC State's a 6.5-point dog at Clemson. They go into Death Valley. They beat the Tigers. Go puppy fingers. NC State plus the 6.5. Wake Forest is a 6.5-point dog at my Florida State Seminoles. I understand it. We're all excited. We haven't been relevant in forever. Not so fast, my friend. Wake Forest coming off a loss. Should have been a win. They're not going to get beat twice. Give me Wake Forest plus 6.5. And finally, the Kentucky Wildcats are a 7-point dog at Ole Miss. I think they put the plus in wrong. That's the only thing that makes any sense. They should be a 7-point favorite. Give me the Wildcats plus the 7.
Does that feel better?
There's nothing left.
He's got nothing left, and that's fine because the bangers is what you hung around for 3 hours for. And hopefully those big dogs will pay off. Just take them to betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy. Get that 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put in, up to $2,500.
You know I love a road dog. Got a bunch of them this week. This is a great weekend of football.
Yes, it is. Great weekend of football. We will be with you on Sunday morning for the Fantasy Game Time Decisions show, and it all kicks off super early. We got the 9:30 kickoff between the New Orleans Saints and the Minnesota Vikings in London. Armchair commentary and Flostradamus will be with you at 8:30 on Sunday morning. I will be joining somewhere around kickoff of the London game. It's going to be a phenomenal day. We will be hanging out at the Village Porch in North Asheville to watch the games after the show is over. The 1 o'clock slate, get your spot. They'll have all the games on the televisions. It is the place to be. And, tip your waitresses and get the chicken wings. You will.
Oh, the chicken wings are
chicken
fantastic.
Wings are so good. Mango habanero, way to go.
Oh, and the burgers. If you're a burger guy, of which I am. Phenomenal. The food's great. This is going to be a great weekend. It appears that the weather is not going to be as bad as we were originally told. Looks like the hurricane will be doing its thing tomorrow. Maybe even see a little sunshine tomorrow. It's a great weekend of football. Starts tonight. Washington, UCLA. That's your Friday night game. I don't think it's going to be all that close, but I'm going to sit back and count my doll hairs.
All right, Jeremy, you also need to spend some time with some soothing beverages.
Oh, hot toddies.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
So less domestic lights, more warm brown liquid with honey in it.
100%.
Let's go.
100%.
Let's go.
Rest up. Get that all out of your system. We're going to expect you to be tip-top shape when we come back here on ESPN Asheville on Monday.
I'm a warrior. Let that be known.
Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy all of the foosballs. We'll be here with your recap of the weekend on Monday. Don't forget to join us at 8:30 or starting at 8:30 on Sunday morning. Fantasy Game Time Decisions show live on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click on the live video link, hit subscribe now.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
A wind advisory remains in effect until 8 o'clock on Saturday morning, with Ian continuing to push up into the Carolinas. There may be some gusts out of the north at times near 30 or 40 miles per hour, maybe even closer to 50 miles per hour higher up in elevation, and certainly wet weather tonight with rain likely and an overnight low near 50. Still a few showers to dodge heading out into Saturday, otherwise cloudy and breezy with a high near 58. On Sunday, cloudy with a high in the low 60s, and then a partly cloudy Monday with a high in the mid-60s. I'm Jeff Marr from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Interstates are moving problem-free on the Cap and Jet Bowen Bridge. Traffic's moving well and steady. Smoky Park Highway, no backups. Patton Avenue, problem-free. New Leicester Highway, moving well. Hendersonville Road, no delays. Sweeten Creek Road, moving well. Mules Gap Road, no problems. Cane Creek Road, no backups. On the Charlotte Highway, no delays. And Tunnel Road, moving well. Checking the drive time from Asheville to Woodfin via Future 26 westbound. Drive time 9 minutes. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. You might not have the biggest garage on the block, but with eBay Motors, there's 122 million parts right at your fingertips. Whatever you need, there's something that fits your vehicle. Air filters, tires, seat covers, and more. Get the right parts at the right prices. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Be the one.
Brooks is free. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Just give him the daggum football. And it's intercepted. Holy cow, Carolina's going to win. Light that bell tower blue.
The homestand continues for the Heels as they host the Virginia Tech Hokies. Pre-game coverage starts at 2:30, kickoff at 3:30, right here on your home for Carolina football.
Asheville's home for the Tar Heels is ESPN Asheville.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.